What's going on, my G's? Ben Macaulay here, and today we're going to do a mix breakdown for Kanayo. I'm going to do a quick mix breakdown and talk about some of the things I did to achieve the sound quality that you're hearing on that record. I know the record is not out yet, but it sounds great, right? You can already tell from all of the shorts and memes that you're hearing the song over. So I'm going to be showing you some of the techniques that I use to achieve that sound quality, okay? But before we get into it, I want to say a big congratulations to myself. And thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel, because we are currently at 1,100, I think, but we've passed 1,000 shy, which is amazing. So now the next goal is 100,000. You can do it. Don't worry. Let's go. And also to celebrate, I'm going to do a tiny little giveaway, okay? I'm giving away this guy. Okay, you see me? It's my face. My face doesn't matter. But see, I'm giving away this Bluetooth headphone, right? This H1 Bowie from Basus. It's actually a very nice Bluetooth headphone. It has like 70 hours of battery life, noise cancellation, a 40mm driver. So it sounds good. And then it has an app too, so you can like change your EQ settings with your phone. It's actually quite mad. This is the headphone, right? It's actually quite cool. And I am certain that somebody out there would enjoy rocking with this, right? Somebody will enjoy using this to like listen to some music or movies or porn or whatever it is that you do with your private time. That's your business. You know. Right. So to win this, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel. It's that simple. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, follow the Atmos Room on Instagram, and just leave a comment on any of my posts, right? And I'm just going to pick randomly. One more thing. This giveaway is for people that are in Lagos. So if you're in Abuja or anywhere else outside Lagos, I don't know, please do not enter, because if you win, you're going to have to be done to pay for shipping. And also, in fact, if you're in Lagos and you live in the Ikorodu, no offense to these places, bruh, but if you live in somewhere like Ikorodu or Egbeda, bruh, you are paying for your own fucking delivery. I'm not even capping. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's it. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, follow Benny Macaulay on Instagram, follow the Atmos Room BBM on Instagram, leave a comment on any of my posts, and I will pick a winner randomly, okay? I'm going to pick a winner by the end of the week. This is going to be a very quick thing. We're not going to drag it on for long. I've not checked today, but the last time I checked, we had 1,100 subs, right? That's awesome. So let's get to 100K sharply. Let's not waste any fucking time. Let's get this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's build a solid community. Let's all be dope. All right, so back to Kanayo. So my process when I'm mixing is actually quite simple, because I'm a little OCD with how things look. I like to start with my drums first, and I like to put my drums like at the top of my session, right? So I have all of my drums. Made a beat with FL Studio, right? But obviously we're mixing in Logic. So what I like to do, right, with my drums, first of all, is create a basic mix, make sure my gain staging is right, make sure none of my tracks are clipping or too quiet, you know, that kind of stuff. And then I'll use an EQ to create separation for all of the instruments by, you know, removing all of the frequencies that are not like necessary. Like on this, what's this? So this is the conga. So I've rolled off all of the frequencies below 129 hertz, you know, just to create, again, separation, make sure every instrument kind of like has some space to sit in the frequency range. All right. So there's also a different school of thought with this step, right? Some people believe you should do a shelf and not a cut, right? This is a cut, basically. What we're doing here is a cut. A shelf would be this here. If we select this, when I'm trying to take off the frequencies I don't want, instead of doing like a full cut, I'm just doing like a shelf. So I'm taking some of it, right? But I prefer to just cut, because I do not need any of the frequency below 129 hertz. But that's me, right? You can decide to use a shelf or use a cut, but I prefer to use a cut. Okay, it works for me. Right, so that's what I'm doing with all of the instruments here. I'm just making sure I'm creating space for all of the instruments within the mix. And also balancing. So I'm just kind of like doing like the first basic mix, if you will. I'm balancing my levels, and I'm taking out the frequencies that I don't need to create space for each and every of the instruments within the mix. And then the next thing I'm going to do, obviously, is send all of this to a bus. In this case, I'm calling my drum bus, because drums. And then I'm going to use a compressor to glue everything together and to also control the dynamics, right? Now that I've sent everything to a bus, I will be treating the whole drums like one unit, like one audio file, if you will, right? And I'm using the compressor to make sure the quiet parts are not too quiet and the loud parts are not too quiet. So I have like an almost an even performance, not like an even, but do you understand what I'm saying? You don't want the quiet parts to be too quiet and the loud parts to be too loud. That's compressing in a nutshell. And I'm using Far Filter Pro C2 compressor. This is one of my favorite compressors. Because this is a drum bus, I'm setting my attack to slow attack because I want the initial transient to cut through, right? And then my release is very fast. I want the compressor to just stop compressing as soon as it's done its job, right? I've set my ratio to 2:1. So that means every 2 dB above my threshold of what's my threshold? -23 dB. For every 2 dB above my threshold, the compressor is going to reduce by 1 dB. So it's just like a very quick thing happening. So it's like how will I explain it now? It's like a very quick compression, right? Which is good for drums. So it's like everything is kind of like rhythmical, if you will. Right. Everything sounds tighter with the compressor on, right? And I've done the same thing, obviously, for the instrument board. So again, make sure my gain staging is right. I'm using EQ to take out, frequencies that I don't need so I can create space for all of the instruments within the mix, send to a bus, compress to glue all the sound together, right? And also to tame the dynamics. That's the thing, yeah. A mix is never if you don't stop, you probably won't get to the point where you actually get to finish your mix. Because now I'm already listening to this thing and I'm thinking, yeah, the piano needs to come up a little bit. But yeah, you have to know when to stop. That's another thing to bear in mind when you're mixing and mastering. You have to know when to stop. And then I also have a bus for my bass because I like to put my bass in a separate bus as well. This is where all of my log drums and subs is going to, right? And the same process, right? Gain staging, EQ to shape your tone or take out frequencies that you don't need to create space in the mix. That's it. And then to a bus and then compress to glue the whole sounds together. Speaking of tone shaping, right? I'm using the EQ to boost some of the low mid frequencies so the log drum can have more clarity in the mix, right? Let's listen to it before and after. So this is before. It sounds great, but the boost in the low mid frequency is going to help the log drums cut through the mix a little bit more, just a little bit more for that extra clarity. Listen. Baby, get your body on me, on me, on me, on me. Girl, get your body on me, on me, on me. Right. I don't know if you can hear it, but it sounds a lot better with the boost. So just to recap, I'm doing my drum mix into my drum bus, instrument mix into the instrument bus, all of the log drums and bass mix into my bass bus. And one more thing, yeah, when I mix, I don't touch the faders of my bus. I just leave everything at unity. So whatever I'm doing to affect the sound of the music, I make sure I'm doing it from all of the channel faders. Do you understand? Right. I also have some extra tracks, like I have an instrument bus from my FL file that I'm also blending into the mix as well, just to add a little bit of bottom. It's working like parallel compression, if you will, right? Right, so it's like really low, but it's just adding that extra ginger to the mix. Right, and then I obviously have the reverb track from FL session as well. And then the delay bus from my FL session as well. Song is very, very hypnotic. Okay, cool. So that's what I'm doing there for the instrument part of this mix. Pretty straightforward.